Ever since I was a kid, I was pretty outgoing. I made friends relatively easily, and I would say whatever the hell was on my mind. And sometimes I was a little too unfiltered, but that just goes to show that I wasn't afraid of saying things and going up to people and talking to them. But everything changed in grade 8, and it was much more the latter half of grade 8, but this was when the pandemic struck, and it might be a very similar case for a lot of you, but I was stuck in my room, not really able to get out much, and not really able to go out and talk to people. And the main reason a lot of us beforehand were as extroverted as we are, or as outgoing as we were, was because we were in situations that caused us to be more social and be more talkative to people. But when we're stuck in our rooms, we can't really do that. And the culmination of all that led to who I was in grade 9. And in grade 9, I was probably the shyest I've ever been in my whole entire life. And that's not an overstatement. That's probably an understatement. I was extremely shy. I sat in the back of the room playing games pretty much the whole entire time, really not talking to anybody. And the few people that I did talk to and I did make friends with were the people that came up to me and they were the ones to first approach me, or I knew them from beforehand, and that's it. I could probably count how many friends I made on my hands with my fingers in grade 9. But this leads me to grade 10 and 11, where I've changed a lot, partially due to discovering self-improvement, and I've changed my social anxiety and I've basically gotten rid of it. A lot of my friends will say that I'm an extrovert, and pretty recently we were talking about that and they brought me up as a pretty outgoing person. And I'd say that's true for myself, but to be honest, I think I'm still an introvert. And there's something I want you to understand beforehand before I get into the next little bit. And a lot of you probably think of introverts as people that are really shy and don't really want to talk to people. That's actually it's not too far from the truth, but it's not the actual definition of an introvert. The actual definition of an introvert is someone who loses energy when they talk to people. It doesn't mean they can't be outgoing, and it doesn't mean they can't be socially active. And I think I kind of fit that definition of being a socially active and outgoing introvert. I enjoy being in my room and being alone more than hanging out with friends most of the times. And I think that kind of just goes to show that you can be very outgoing and your social anxiety is not a limiting factor even if you're an introvert. And I say this not to put any of you down or to gas myself up. No, I want you to understand that you too can become a very outgoing person even if you think you're a quote-unquote introvert. And a lot of you out there are probably extroverts by heart. You just don't know it yet because you're shy. Extroverts can be very shy too. So there's really no excuse for any of you to be sitting there complaining about the pandemic screwing you up and social anxiety being your biggest problem. It's a problem that can be fixed, and it's relatively simple too. You just don't want to do it because this is a difficult process. And I'm not gonna lie, the solution to your social anxiety is not an easy fix, alright? But it is a very simple one, and all you have to do is go up to people and talk to them. Talk to strangers, talk to people on the street. That's all you really have to do to build up that confidence. Yes, it's gonna be uncomfortable because you're going up to someone entirely new. You don't know this person, neither do they know you. So you just kind of have to go in there with the balls and the confidence to think that you're able to talk to them well enough. But I'm not asking you to start off with really extravagant conversations if your social anxiety is really that bad. All I'm asking you is to find some people in your neighborhood and just go up to them and say, hey, how was your day? Or, hey, how's the weather? Or, hey, just a quick greeting. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a very simple one-liner that both of you can reply to and both of you just go on with your day. There's nothing awkward about that, and as long as they're not a complete asshole to think that you're some prick trying to talk to them or whatever, they're gonna have the common politeness to talk and reply back to you, and it's never gonna be weird, alright? No one's gonna care if you just give them a quick little greeting. And the most important thing is just to not overthink it. Now, saying not overthink it is not an easy thing, but always keep in mind and just try and shut off your brain, alright? That's probably the best advice I could give. I don't really know how to explain or how to do it. It just kind of happens, and you just gotta have to go in and just let that one little push get you through and be able to talk to that person. Just do it. That's simply how it is. But there's one tip that I am going to give that might help you. And it's to approach them as if they were your friend, right? Imagine you see a guy walking down the street and you want to go talk to this person. It'd be a lot easier if you see that person as a friend, or you know that person as a friend, right? When you see a friend walking towards you, or when you see a friend on the street, in the school, in the hallways, whatever, wherever, you want to go up to them and say like, yo, what's good? Or hey bro, something like that. You don't think about, oh, am I going to talk to that person? No, you just think, I'm going to talk to that person. I'm going to say hi. And there's nothing going on in your brain besides, I'm going to go talk to that person. And if you can shift that mindset towards acting the same towards strangers and people on the street, it will severely help you in developing more confidence in talking to people and just starting conversations in general. You honestly just gotta fake it till you make it. Fake that confidence and honestly delude yourself with that confidence to allow yourself to go out there and talk to people a lot better. So overall, it's just really important to have this as a skill and just be able to do this as a person. And this is might piss some of you off, but I genuinely think you're kind of a loser if you want to stay socially anxious. Alright? I'm not calling anybody who wants to get rid of their social anxiety a loser, because they have the willingness to change. And you can't judge someone on their current path. You have to judge them on their future. But I just think it's very important to have this as a goal, because think about all the applications that you would have in life. Think about you meeting your future dream wife or dream girl, alright? And you can't even speak to her. You don't even have the confidence to go up to her. How would that feel? You would probably feel a shit ton of regret, and you would feel so guilty that you didn't go up to her and at least shoot your shot, right? You didn't at least try and get to know her and, become friends at the very least. You just have to have reasons like that push you and motivate you to just get initially started. But as you get started and as you get past the first few people, I think it's gonna get a lot easier the more people you talk to. Because as that confidence builds up, as you talk to more people, you can do it a lot easier. And another thing is to not forget to progressively overload. And what I mean by this is to have deeper and deeper conversations and little chats with people on the street. You could start out with little simple greetings, but you should move on to full sentences, full conversations, and just ask them on, do you know this person? Or what's your thoughts on this, right? Just go up to that kind of person. And you want to progressively do more and more and have longer conversations to build up that confidence more and to build up that ability to navigate your social situations and so on, right? So besides that, that's about it for this video. So to anyone who's watched to this point of this video, I want to thank you. And I want you to go outside today and talk to a few people. If it's 9 p.m. and you're watching this, fine. Just do it tomorrow. But I want you to talk to at least 5 people within this week. At the very least, if you feel your social anxiety is really, really, really bad. But anyways, keep on doing the shit that needs to be done. Keep on being disciplined. Keep on staying consistent. And just keep on doing what you do, alright? But yeah, give me a kiss now. Mwah.